No, they said Taraji. They say little Taraji, she not doing too good.
What you talking about? She not little Taraji.
She is little Taraji. They said she wants some ding ding and she can't get it. They said she can't get no ding ding. They said it's a ding ding shortage for little Taraji. Well, at least that's what O'Shea say. O'Shea always try to make it like it's a ding ding shortage for these ladies. The title of this video coming from the Celebrity Junk, and O'Shea Duke Jackson is Taraji P. Henson's romantic life is going outside.
Since the late 90s, Taraji P. Henson has been an excellent actress, especially in the space of African-American actresses. She's been absolutely fantastic, but unfortunately, her romantic life has not been the best. Taraji P. Henson has never been married, despite in 1994 giving birth to her only son, Marcel. Now, it's important to know that Marcel's father, William Lamar Johnson, was murdered in 2003.
Damn.
Now, there would be some light at the end of the tunnel in 2018 when she was engaged to former NFL player Kelvin Hayden. But on October 19, 2020, she disclosed the end of their engagement.
Right.
And it seems that for the last decade or so, Taraji P. Henson has been taking shots at black men. There was the 2014 situation where she talks about dating outside of her culture. This was on the Wendy Williams show. She was telling women to broaden their spectrum right before she got with Kelvin Hayden and then got dumped. Then there are these particular escapades that we hear from her all the time.
I mean, guys don't court anymore. They don't court. Take me out to dinner. Say you're gonna pick me up at a certain time.
Yeah.
I remember dating should be an event, you know?
Yes.
You like the guy, so you want to get pretty for him, so you spend all day and
yes.
What happened to that?
And
I think it's because y'all dropped the price of pussy to the floor.
That's besides the point, man.
I'm telling you, because what men are looking for from women initially, for the most time, is sex and sexual stuff, right?
For the most part.
It's so freely out there. It's like, why would I do all that?
Jump through hoops?
Why would I jump through hoops for you when there's 7 other broads that'll just do it?
For nothing. I'll have to take them out to dinner. I'll have to do
why would I do that? And even if I want to do that, if she not doing, let's say it's the one I want that won't do it to me. She probably got an OnlyFans and I could just be it.
For free. For $5.99 a month.
Once I come back to my senses, I ain't thinking about her nowhere. So I think, yeah, that's what I mean by I think women have devalued a lot of the, and I'm not taking anything away from ladies, you know, sexual revolution, all that stuff. How my brothers say, I am woman, hear me roar. I believe that you've devalued a lot of what you have, not to say what a woman has to offer, but what she has to hook a man.
Or to keep them, let alone.
That mystique, oh man, I just love it. And for what? I can see you on Instagram popping and shaking and drinking and doing whatever. Why would I take you out for a date? I want you to do that stuff. I know you can do it.
Right.
I know you can do it. I can see
you do it right.
I can see you doing it. I'm just trying to put myself in a young man's, state of mind who might be out here just going right for the jugular and not trying to necessarily date. And she's not a young lady, but I'm saying I hear women of all ages with that complaint. And I'm just saying that's probably what it is.
And back on the Kevin Samuel side of the game, like you just said, a lady of her age. This young woman out here doing things. She wants somebody to jump through hoops for that? Somebody court and date? Come on, man. Anybody doing that? If a man like you, he like you. It's that simple, man. If you want to ride with you, ride with you. If not, you better do something.
they get worse.
If there's nothing on this finger, here, if this finger's naked, no one gets claimed. You don't get claimed. You don't get claimed until you claim me.
This is interesting because every time you take into consideration about Taraji P. Henson, it's always about what somebody else needs to do or what she's not getting and all of this. And I think it's pretty interesting because it just shows really the problem with some of these ladies in dating. They really understand what they don't want, but they never understand why nobody wants them. And then I started to see that this clip was resurfacing.
I'm not even dating right now. Somebody's like, you not dating? No, I'm not dealing with nobody's unhealed son. Can I get an amen? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I protect my peace at all costs. If you're not on a healing journey, I can't talk to you.
Now, right now, this
You on a healing journey?
She lying. A dude will come into her life. She'll meet a dude. She'd turn over the keys in a matter of days. She would, and she in a healing process. Peace. She don't know what peace is. Most women don't even know what peace is.
She didn't even do nothing yet, son.
Whatever.
Are you on a healing journey?
Who, me?
certain clip is like being resurfaced everywhere on its own site, all the Instagram blog. Even though I think this is an older clip, but it's just been resurfacing and it's really putting Taraji P Henson back out there. And all she's saying is,
it ain't resurfacing from nobody but you. O'Shea, I thought you had something here, but let's go.
I don't want to deal with somebody's unhealed son. You know, you got to be on the healing journey like me. I can't disturb my peace. And this is what so many women say right now. I mean, you hear it from the Tia Mowrys. I mean, you hear it from the Tiana Taylors. It's all about protecting their peace. And again, somebody's unhealed son basically blaming these black men as to, why they have a problem with women or why they don't have the emotional maturity to deal with some of these sisters. And again, it seems like an opportunity to blame all black men because typically that's what you get. But we're going to find out really who is to blame here. Now, I want to talk about Leslie Jones.
Oh, man.
She's been going viral for the same reason.
Shout out to Leslie Jones.
Shout out to Leslie. She done up right there too. You see that? She got about 4-5 layers of war paint right there.
And she got a white tongue.
What? I mean, she's been talking about, not to get married to these men.
That is not what makeup.
But there's going to be one thing that we're going to agree about.
And it's another thing. Parents, raise your kids, man. They supposed to learn rejection from you. They supposed to learn sadness from you. They supposed to learn how to deal with their problems from you, not from their girlfriend, not from their teacher, from you. You stop telling your little boy he's special. Stop doing that.
That is true.
If he's not special,
Mommy's special little boy.
Saw she hand over that box sitting up there just like that.
Did you see it with the fan? And that's a fan in her hand,
right?
You saw that?
Mm-hmm.
Did the interviewer? Did she have a fan? You think it's probably? She probably premenopausal, son.
Yeah, she changed her life.
Leslie Jones. So take everything out. So imagine you got to deal with that. Forget the physicality of it all. Take the physical out of it. Leslie Jones.
This is the way of the future.
And she about to go through menopause. That whore's crazy. You might want to deal with that, man. Nobody's dealing with that, man. With the fan.
She's a sweet lady. Remember they said in the comments?
Who said that? You?
The people in the comments. They said
forget what the people in the comments said. I'm looking at it, man. You gotta know. You ever seen a big Tasmanian devil? You know how they spin, just tap it? A tall one. Like, there it is. When it stopped, that's what it is. Stop spinning.
That comes a boy. Yeah, you keep saying that, and this becomes a boy. That's what he becomes. Grab that mother at 10 years old, push his ass down a couple of times. Don't let him go around the house walking straight up. Push him down. Teach him laundry. Teach him how to do his laundry because he's disgusting.
You see,
That's what Leslie Jones do with her son, with her kids.
She don't have no kids.
Oh,
I don't know. Allegedly.
Oh, I don't think
Allegedly.
She ain't got no kids, man. You gotta have sex first to have kids.
She be having sex.
Oh.
She said she got did it too before. She said
she ain't got no kids though, so how she gonna get somebody's advice on?
She don't have no proof.
I believe this is true. Now, Leslie Jones went to this podcast. This podcast is a female-led podcast, so they don't have very many men listeners. And what she's saying is she's directing her animosity towards a lot of these people. And when I'm saying a lot of these people, she's talking to women in general. You are basically making your sons intolerable to deal with these women. That's what it is. So your sons, you're telling them that they're all that and they're not. And so when they get with these women, they become terrible for these women to deal with. And then another creator takes it further.
Black women who grew up in homes with toxic, narcissistic, dysfunctional mothers have the hardest time being able to simply feel comfortable in their own femininity, their own womanhood, and they self-identify in the way that their mothers saw them and oppressed them. So in adulthood, it becomes so difficult to make empowered life choices. It becomes such a struggle to feel confident about your worthiness. It becomes such a detriment when you are trying to simply make moves that are in your best interest, because what you learned growing up is that your needs don't matter, your emotional desires are not important, and you are not valuable, worthy, or enough to get the things that you actually deserve.
I mean, that could apply to men or women.
Facts.
Raised by toxic people. You know what I mean?
And ultimately, you are living your adulthood through the identity of a damaged child. You can never and will never be able to become a grown adult woman until you resolve the dysfunction and the toxicity that you experienced at the hands of your mother, and until you heal your mother wound.
This lady says the same thing, but
fire,
this goes
yo.
into more detail. The reason why black women struggles in their relationships is because of toxic motherhood. You know, this woman never blamed men at all. She blamed something that we know could be very true in black community, and we've seen it. Toxic motherhood, which could be toxic single moms. I mean, most of our community comes from the single motherhood element, and she talks about that as the source. And it's really interesting because black men are raised by the so-called same. If you're going to use this logic,
Right, like I
same
said.
black men are coming from these same moms. Black men and black women are coming from the same communities. So if black men have these problems, then black women must also have these problems. Although black men bear the results or bear the burden of all of these issues. And this is interesting because Taraji P. Henson herself is a single mom. She has never been married. Her son will never be able to get the leadership of a man that she should have had because she's never gotten married and was never trying to get married. And then people could argue that her son
she's trying to
is
get married.
just like the people that she's complaining about. Remember in
So she repeating the cycle.
2014, Taraji
But you don't know what's
P.
up with her
said that
son.
her son had been racially profiled by the cops and that his car had been illegally searched during a traffic stop. You remember that, right? But nah, we found out from the LA Times that her son Marcel had driven through a lighted crosswalk while a pedestrian was crossing, given verbal consent to search his vehicle, and admitted to smoking weed 2 hours before driving. Hashish oil and marijuana were found inside the car.
Right.
She had
Wow, the responsible grown man thing to do is say, I effed up.
Yeah, my apologies.
Instead, his
Yeah.
mother said,
Of course. We see it all the time. You come up to the school.
I see your argument, O'Shea. I see your argument.
Yeah. We see it. That's no different from a parent get a call from the school say your child did X, Y. The parent be in most cases, not all. I'm generalizing here. Most parents come to my boy ain't do this, that, and the third. Come to find out he did do that.
Right.
Where before in my era, comparison.
Right. You think ass slack?
No, what
I mean
happened?
by life.
Yeah, right. The parent would come to the school and ask, "What did my child do?" And this is what we're going to go forward to resolve it.
Right.
Where now they just my child would never do a such thing, or my daughter, my son, they quick to do that, man. They quick to what she just did. Mm-hmm. My son car was illegally searched. This, that, and
No,
that wasn't the case at all.
Consequences the judge give him.
Accountability.
Yeah.
They come out and publicly apologize to the officer in the Glendale Police Department. Exactly. You have been making it very easy for your son to be unaccountable just like you. And so when your son encounters other women, then guess what? Those women start to complain and say that these black men are unhealed. But who creates these black men that these black women cannot stand? You would be surprised. A lot of times these men come from the single motherhood element. And that's the one thing that I noticed about the black community. I've learned about living in Africa. Black people typically do not with the problems that we have created. I see it all the time. You know, I live in Uganda, and you talk about doing business in Uganda, and Ugandans, for the most part, when you talk about that, there's a lack of distrust. They don't want to deal with them. They want to deal with foreigners. They want to deal with other people. But the same person that's being critical of Ugandans has not looked at the problems that they're going to put on a foreigner. Okay, the same things that they don't want to deal with, when a foreigner deals with them, the foreigner has to deal with it, right? And it's the same thing with a lot of these black women out here that complain about these black men as being unhealed. Y'all are acting as if you are healed. And the reality is we all come from the same mechanisms. Yes, black men do have problems for sure, but black women gotta stop acting as if y'all don't have any problems. When we come from the same community, the dysfunction that y'all see, we see it. The dysfunction that we got, you got it. The dysfunction, the problems that we have, we both have it. And as far as somebody need to be healed, what you need to do is look at yourself. Because if you are healed, you want to know what happens with you. You attract healed people. But the person who isn't healed always talks about the fact that they ain't got time for somebody who's unhealed, which means that whatever you want, you can't get it because number one, you're not healed. Number two, you don't care what nobody else wants. And number three, you would already be worried about what you need to be producing for that to come to you.
That's why we call him the Reverend Doctor, everybody. Shout out to OJ. Whoa, wait a minute. OJ Duke Jackson. Anyway, next story. Mic check.
1, 2.